Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on the Flash TV show. So, one thing that we had a decent progression with throughout the course of not just the Flash as a show over its 9-season run, but also just the Arrowverse as a whole throughout its 10.5-year run, I think it was the costumes or the super suits, whatever you want to call them. And recently, via Reddit, Justin Monk, who worked at the specialty shop from 2016 to 2021, that made the vast majority, not every single costume, but at least the vast majority of the costumes from Arrow through to Superman and Lois. Now, he decided to open up and sort of give some behind-the-scenes intel. This going from minor things, as well as why the controversial Flash Season 5 suit was the way it was, and even some other suits that people were questioning the circumstances around them. It's very interesting. So I do want to shout out Justin. You can follow him on Instagram at thisjustinonline. Hopefully you can see a screenshot of his Instagram on the screen right now. But yeah, we will be selecting or just select the most interesting questions that were asked and see what intel Justin provides and stuff like that. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below over the stuff we go over. And also, let me know what your favorite Arrowverse suit of all time is in the comments as well. Because I think there's probably like 3 that I can think of that people would be like, yeah, this one easily. But there might be some more obscure or niche choices that are very good, but people just normally wouldn't say them. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, drop a like, helps the channel, everything like that. Now, the first thing that Justin brings up was actually on his own accord, not from someone else's question. This is what he said. One post I'll respond to myself here is, the new reverse Flash suit was not made for Grant Gustin first, as I see the general theories to be. Tom had input and was a part of creation of his suit, then we made his stunts, and Grant separately. His Flash was also completely custom made for him as a one-off. Yes, Grant looked amazing in his suit, but the suit was made for Tom first. But then a user replied to this asking this, what was the reasoning as to why a new reverse Flash suit was created, and did Tom find the suit tight and uncomfortable to wear? Because when you see him in it, he always looks stiff when walking around, with Justin replying, to be honest, I have no idea why he was so stiff in it. In my opinion, I think the muscle suit constrained him, but Tom doesn't make a big deal about it. The new suit was made to reflect the current Flash suit and taking the opportunity for a more comic accurate look. There were initial plans for Kid Flash as well that unfortunately never happened. Now, this is actually pretty eye-opening because this is the first time we've actually had anyone say it. Like, Tom, I guess, had never really been asked in an interview about it, or Grant either, in regards to what the whole thing with the suit was. So it wasn't made for Grant, and it definitely looked like that when you watch the episode. So it's an easy assumption, and I don't think it's a bad assumption for someone to make when they watch it, because everyone just assumed that was the case, because that's just what it looked like. And especially when you think about the episodes and how they were laid out, they sort of wore them for an equal amount of time. Some might argue that Grant wore it for more. I don't know, it's probably equal for episodes 4 and 5, or part 4 and 5 of Armageddon. But then, of course, Tom Cavanaugh returns at later stages wearing that exact same suit, so you'd think it should be made for him. But at the time, it just felt like it looked better on Grant, so it must have been made for him. And yeah, Tom Cavanaugh looks stiff in it, so it's almost like he was squeezing into Grant's suit. But as it says here, Tom had his own suit, the stunt person had his own suit, and then Grant had his own suit as well. So it must have just been, as Justin is sort of saying there, it must have been like the muscle suit that just sort of was a bit too tight, but Tom Cavanaugh didn't complain about it. Maybe he liked the way that it felt. Maybe he felt like the tighter the better for a suit like this. Now, of course, there is the thing here where it mentions Kid Flash, but there is another question later, so we'll come back to that. So don't think I'm ignoring that. There's a question specifically about Kid Flash in a suit and some plans they had, so we'll get back to that in a second. But the next question is probably one that a lot of people are curious about, when it comes to maybe speaking to someone that's involved with the costumes. And someone asked, I've been wondering, what was the deal with the Season 5 Flash suit? There's always been a ton of debate over how that suit looked, but how come they swapped out the Season 4 suit that was widely regarded as the best? Was it because the leather was getting too hard to film in? I'd be very interested in hearing how the process for deciding on that went down, with Justin replying this. At the end and during any production, actors communicate what they like and don't like about what they have to act in. Sometimes things work great, and sometimes there are attempts made to fix problems. Grant is in the suit for a good chunk of an episode, and over the seasons changes were made for comfort, ease of use, etc. Like how his original cowl was glued down, most don't realize as well that the suit in episode 2 was incredibly different from the pilot. Also, it was time to start heading into the super suit territory. The season 4 one is a fave suit of mine and was one of the first I worked on, so we wanted to make a new suit that was more comfortable, more comic accurate, and use new technology on it. Leather is much warmer, harder to work in, etc. as well. The cowl was made by 2 different companies locally as well, and that process I was only semi a part of, as we basically handled neck down. We tried to make the suit accommodating to that rubber helmet as much as possible, hence the latex / shiny panels on the suit. But I also got to 3D design and model all the 3D elements as well, and create the new emblem, which was super exciting. It was a concern all season to get it to look better, new stylings, etc. It wasn't until the crossover that we got to show options to transition to the season 6 suit. Contrary to some beliefs, it had nothing to do with Steven. If we had the previous suit, he would have worn that. So that was a big thing as well. A lot of people thought that the helmet thing and how they went with the cowl, where it was just like a bike helmet essentially that went slightly over the eyes for Grant, was to accommodate Steven in the Elseworlds crossover, which I always thought was a weird thing if that was the case, because Steven only wears it for is it like 2 episodes, or like that's only a 3-episode crossover. So it'd be weird if you negotiated that where Grant has to wear that entire suit for like a 22, 23 episode season, but it's changed in a major way just to accommodate Stephen Amell for 2 episodes. Like that would have been really, really weird to me. So it just seems like the season 5 suit was this transition period of sorts. Like that's probably the best way to put it. And Justin did add in a reply to someone else to another question, which wasn't that big of a question, but I thought I'd add the reply he put. He said that, despite the way the season 5 cowl turned out, obviously not many people liked it, it was all a part of the process. Without the season 5 cowl, you wouldn't have had the season 6 suit and the season 6 cowl and the improvements made there. It's very important to remember the season 5 suit outside of that helmet is pretty much what we get from like season 6 onwards to season 9. They just add little details and they remove some of like the shinier bits that were sort of put on there to, line up with the helmet. So it was that transitional suit. Sure, the cowl was really weird and stuff like that, but it was just a part of the process. And I remember when that suit leaked. I can't remember what it was. Obviously between season 4 and 5 because it was before season 5 aired, and just the backlash against it. Then there was a very like drama alert time on just online in regards to that. That was, I know who leaked it, but they caused some drama. That's all I can say. But the next thing was asked was there any discussion about creating a new suit for Wally West? Maybe even a red Flash suit with a silver emblem / lightning bolt, with Justin saying this. Yes, we were gearing up for a new Wally suit and I was hoping for the silver New 52 version. It was to follow the same style lines as Grant's, just different colors. Unfortunately, production didn't want to explore it after all, and Keenan just used his old one for his final 2 appearances. Big regret there. Now, that's a bit of a bummer to hear. I think everyone would have been really, really excited to see Wally return in a new suit, whether it was in season 6 when he came back, or of course in the final season when he showed up in that Oliver Queen Deagle return episode as well. But I can understand at the same time why they wouldn't have done it. Just the cost to make the suit and everything like that for only like, 1 episode at a time, and that was, 2 episodes he returned for after he left, split over 6, 7, 8, 9, so 4 seasons, 2 episodes over 4 seasons. I can understand why they didn't make the suit, just because cost reasons. It'd be like, hold on, is this really like beneficial, like financially to do this? But at the same time, it always felt weird that Wally came back and wore the same suit. It felt like there would have been some progression there. So yeah, it's a missed opportunity and something like, I wish we could have done that. Maybe if like there was like sagas, if you want to put them, or like almost like graphic novelists, if you want to put it, where Keenan came back for 3 episodes at a time throughout those 2 seasons that he came back, that might have warranted getting the new suit. And it would have been interesting to see that design with like the silver and everything that we see in the New 52. So yeah, it's a missed opportunity, bit of a regret there that Justin says, but at the same time I can understand why they wouldn't have wanted to do it because of the cost and everything. The next thing Justin was asked was, did you work on the season 6 suit for the Flash? What was that like coming off of season 5, and how did you all approach reworking the cowl both after season 5 and midway through season 6? There were a few changes, like it getting thinner, a strap to the chest being removed, and the ears being more angled. With Justin saying, the cowl was something that was initiated due to how well the new 90s Flash cowl looked. Obviously that was in Elseworlds. WB wanted to see if we could have the cowl be like that, thin and matching the suit. I told them for years that the only way to do that is fabric covered. So we got a shot to. It's very old school with new school techniques. Face shell wrapped in a hood and fits super well. I know it's much thinner than the beloved early ones, but it really slimmed down the profile. There were tweaks all along. The neck changed quite a bit as we figured out how to basically attach with a semi-seamless look. Originally, the strap or tongue had a zipper. The ears were decided to angle. I was against it and set them in their original position too, but I was overruled. Other than that, there was constant improvements to make Grant more comfortable. Ironically, the best cowl we made him was his reverse flash cowl, which was, the one from Armageddon, which does look very, very good and fits Grant really, really well. And the interesting thing with this, in regards to like the suit making process and stuff like that, someone did ask, like in a conjunction with this, how much did each suit cost to make? Because a lot of people wonder, like, how much do they cost to make one of these suits? And he said that, like Justin said, he wasn't involved with like the invoicing and everything like that. But he estimated that anywhere from like $8,000 up to $50,000 depending on the build quite easily. Like that, and it probably could extend beyond that depending on, I guess, like electrical stuff potentially in the suits and everything like that. But that's these aren't like $300 suits. So you can understand if, like, in the Keenan Lonsdale thing with Kid Flash, like, I think if they made him a suit, it'd be, above the middle ground there. I think it'd be above average. So you can understand they're not making him one if he's only going to be back for one episode and they don't know when his next appearance is going to be. So you can sort of understand that. And the final question that we're going to go over that Justin was asked was this. Are there any prototype or scrap suits that never got completed that you can share? I remember seeing Grant in a black and gold version of his current suit, with Justin saying, Grant's black suit was just a mock-up. We used some extra fabric and sampled materials to make it in all black. I even made the emblem on that. Was never anything more. Everyone's costume started out as black fabric. There was 2 different Green Lantern costumes that were concepts and roughly started, but never completed or reworked into other heroes. So the big thing with this is, like, with the Green Lantern stuff, don't go, oh my god, Diggle, David Ramsey. No, it's not that. Justin does clarify that the Green Lantern concepts, or the concepts, might I say, were for Legends of Tomorrow. And we'd seen that concept art, I'm pretty sure, online. I think that had come out. And that was going to be Alan Scott's Green Lantern, but they were swapped to using Our Man instead on the show at the end of season 1 and beginning of season 2 and other parts of season 2, I think it was. So yeah, it wasn't meant to be Diggle Green Lantern. It was the JSA Alan Scott Green Lantern. But yeah, that's all to go over in this video. However, just to shout out, the link to the entire Ask Me Anything or AMA on Reddit is in the description down below if you want to go click on it. I didn't go over every question, just the ones I found the most interesting. So you can click on that. I probably went over about half of them, I'd say, if not less. So there might be even more than half left over that you can go read out or read over, might I say. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Obviously, go check out Justin's Instagram. Shout out to him. Thanks for this. And yeah, drop a like if you enjoyed the video. If you want to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, feel free to do that. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.